What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here to talk UFC 306 on the Mixer. Let's waste no time. Let's jump right into predictions. The main card opening up in 125-pound action. Guys, more my weight division. We got Ronaldo Rodriguez, Lazy Boy, 16-2 against Odie Osborne, 12-7. And I think we're going to see a pretty dominant win from Rodriguez. He has looked pretty solid. I mean, he's on a 6 fight win streak, including his debut in the UFC, which was in February. He took a second round submission. Looking to bounce back, however, is Odie Osborne, the Jamaican sensation. Unfortunately, currently riding a 2-fight skid, and unfortunately, I don't see that. Well, the result will be a third loss, I feel. I think he's going to come up short. I'm going to go with Rodriguez by TKO. Rodriguez has finished a majority of his fights, over 50%. So I do see a finish here. I'm going to go with Rodriguez by TKO. Fortunately, I think Osborne is just, he won't be able to bounce back. He's 2-3 in his last 5, and I just don't see it happening here. Moving on, we have some more action in the lighter weight classes. It seems like UFC 306 is catered towards the lighter weight divisions. But any case, we have the Golden Boy Daniel Zellhuber against Esteban Ribovics. I probably should be pronouncing that a bit better. Pero El Gringo, it's so funny. El Gringo, speaking of Gringo, we got Esteban Ribovics, which is funny because my name's Steve and Esteban is Spanish, Spanish version of Steve. 13-1 for El Gringo, and he's currently riding a 2-fight win streak. And he's going to face off with the 15-1, very evenly matched here, Daniel. And Daniel's riding a 3-fight win streak. These guys will be looking to, I think, stand and bang. I don't see this one going to a finish. I think these guys, Daniel has actually never been finished. He's never lost by knockout or submission. He has only one loss by decision. And Esteban has one loss himself. And let's take a peek. Let's take a look. It's ironically also by decision. So I don't see that changing. I think neither man will be able to secure a finish here. I think this is going to be fireworks. Some Latin on Latin crime as a fellow Latino. All jokes aside, this is I think this one's going to be a coin flip. Either guy, it's a very evenly matched contest. That said, I do feel it's going to go to a decision. It seems like, even their octagon experience is very, very similar. Man, this one's a toss-up for me. I think it makes sense if I'm going to flip a coin on this one anyways, but I'm not. I'm going to flip an imaginary coin, but it's going to be a double-sided coin because I'm going to have to pick the guy whose name is also mine, just in Spanish. So Esteban, from one Esteban to another. Let's make it happen. I'm going with El Gringo by unanimous decision. Moving on, we have Diego Lopes against Brian Ortega, and Lopes has been on fire. 4-fight win streak for him. Ortega, unfortunately, not as consistent of a fighter these days. Seems like he's only fighting once a year. Ironically, he's actually fighting twice this year. He's coming off that electrifying fight with Yair Rodriguez earlier this year in February, which he took by submission in the 3rd round in a fight that was just holy moly. Ortega always impresses me, and I think we're going to see a very similar fight where I think Diego is going to give it all to Ortega. And I mean, it all. Um, we're going to see some fireworks here. And then I think Ortega is going to be able to get the late submission. I'm going with Ortega by submission in the third round. He has 8 submissions. It's typically how he finishes fights. Diego has, this is interesting statistic here, he's never been submitted. I think that will change. I'm going to go with Ortega by submission in the third. Should be a hell of a fight, though. Do not discount Diego. I think he very much stands a good chance in this fight, but I think typical Ortega fashion, we're going to see him weather the storm, get that late submission. Moving on, we have ladies action, a trilogy fight. We have Bullet Valentina Shevchenko against Alexa Grasso, with each, Alexa currently technically having the winning record of this right now. She does have the submission win over Bullet. The last fight, they went to a draw, and now we will see in the third fight if we could get a more clear winner here. So we have what will be, a really fun fight here. I think both of these ladies are going to look to make a statement. They're going to be looking to really define who is the, in fact, winner. It's always very challenging when fights are ruled a draw. There's no real winner there. So we have both women looking out to prove a point. I do feel age certainly plays a factor in MMA. Valentina has been fighting a long time. She's already 36 years old. Grasso is 31. And I think there's a couple factors at play. Grasso has successfully submitted Valentina before. She went another full 5 rounds with her in that draw. That's almost an hour, almost a full hour of experience that Grasso now has against Valentina. And I think that's going to play a huge factor. It's not very common that you'll see something different in, never say never in MMA because anything can happen. But it's for someone, especially of this magnitude, where everyone's always training and everyone's looking at tape and very much attentive to their fights, their opponents, etc. Alexa, having had that hour's worth of fight cage experience with Valentina, and not only finishing her in one of those moments, but also going to a full draw. I think that's a big advantage in the mental aspect of it all. And also, she's a younger, fresher fighter. I'm going to go with Alexa Grasso by unanimous decision. And we will see her cap off the series. Moving on here, and again, not to discredit Valentina, but I think age, having taken the submission loss before, just 2 fights prior, and also the fact that she's getting up there. I might have just said that 2 seconds ago. So sorry for being redundant. But yes, I think those factors, having had the loss and age, those are going to play a factor here for Grasso and retaining and also successfully defending her championship. In main event action, we have the Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley, 18-1, looking to end this rivalry with Merab Dvalishvili. I definitely butchered that one. I apologize. Against Merab, who is a training partner of Aljamain Sterling, who Sean O'Malley is obviously very familiar with. That is the man that he defeated to take the championship. And after that, he successfully defended it against Marlon Vera, going a 5-round decision win for Sugar Show. And Merab has been on fire. since his opening his career in the UFC 0-2, he has absolutely turned it around. I mean, kudos to him. Typically, fighters who go 0-2, some even go 0-1, they get released, cut, etc. immediately at that point. But he was able to turn it around. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight wins. And I mean, his resume is insane. I mean, wins over Henry Cejudo, Peter Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. I mean, he's been on fire. And this is another toss-up for me. I think this is a really tough to call fight. I think it goes one of two ways. I think Sean is going to be able to tag Merab and knock him out. Or we will see what I feel will happen. Merab is going to use his wrestling and his takedown to secure a very defensive, very controlling fight where he will grind out and basically control Sean on the ground for 5 rounds, and he will get a unanimous decision. Which one will it be? I think it could be either of those. I think a couple big factors here. Merab is a very bad matchup for Sean, I feel, stylistically. I think that he would be, I think I'll give, O'Malley credit, obviously. He's a very talented fighter. He has pinpoint accuracy in his striking. I feel on paper, Merab can certainly take him down. And I think that Aljamain, having fought Aljamain, that fight had happened, that Merab, who is the trading partner of Aljo, will be able to obviously have a bit of advantage here, having talked to Aljamain Sterling, say, hey, this, that, and another. So I think that's going to play a factor into it. I don't think Merab's going to be as impatient as Aljo was, and I think he will be able to close the distance, fight very smart, and take his time and be the new. Hashtag and new. I'm going Merab by unanimous decision and new. Those are my picks, ladies and gentlemen, for UFC 306. Enjoy the show. As always, check out our friends at 1495 Sports. This has been The Mixer, UFC 306. Thank you all.